Hello there, welcome to another episode of the Allotment Dram. This is a series of short videos where we sit and talk about different whiskies in the surroundings of our North London allotments. And you join me here today on what's quite a sort of fresh, chilly afternoon, if I'm honest. Even for mid-March it's a little bit fresh, probably like 5 or 6 degrees, quite a biting wind, sort of northerly wind coming in here. But things are starting to grow. All winter I've been preparing the beds sort of all around me for what's about to happen in spring and summer, and be planting a few things over the coming weeks. So we'll be here a bit more often, which will mean a few more videos, a bit more regularity with the videos than you've seen sort of the last few months or so. But yeah, bit of a cold, chilly day, but of course you didn't tune in to really hear about that, I'm pretty sure. You tuned in to hear about a whiskey, and what is the Allotment Dram today, I hear you ask? Well, it's quite a sort of pioneering whiskey actually, pioneering for Scotch whiskey, I have to say. And it's the RyeLaw. This is from InchDairnie distillery in Kingdom of Fife. So Kingdom of Fife just up north of sort of Edinburgh, between Edinburgh and Dundee, basically. And InchDairnie is a really innovative distillery. It's very lucky to be invited up to the launch of this sort of last year. This is where I got the InchDairnie jacket actually, which has proved very useful over this winter, and certainly today to keep me warm. But yeah, very innovative place. They make different types of whiskies. So they make single malt, they make peated single malt, they make this rye whiskey, and this sort of follows the rye whiskey tradition of America. So in America, to call yourself a rye whiskey, you have to have at least 51% rye, and then the other 49% will be other cereals. And this is the case here actually for RyeLaw. It's 53% rye and 47% malted barley. The difference being that in Scotland you can't call it a rye whiskey. There's no definition. You've got your 5 different definitions of Scotch whiskey, and rye whiskey isn't one of them. So this actually, they have to call it, the keen-eyed amongst you will spot that it's actually called a single grain Scotch whiskey. And single grain basically means, single means it's made at one place, and grain means it's made of any cereal that's not barley. So that's where it falls at the moment. But InchDairnie and 2 or 3 others, they're really campaigning the Scotch Whisky Association, SWA, to really acknowledge different styles of whiskey, outside of your single malt, your blend, your single grain, blended malt, and your blended grain. They're your 5. So at the moment it has to sit under that. But this was distilled in 2017, so not long. Some of the earlier liquid, it was founded in 2015, InchDairnie. It's in the town of Glenrothes, which, as I say, is in Fife. And it was distilled in 2017, bottled in 2023. And all the cereal that is used to make RyeLaw is actually grown on local farms. And in particular, this farm called RyeLaw Farm, which is just down the road from the distillery, they grew the barley and the rye that's gone into this. Then the spirit has gone into charred fresh American oak, so virgin oak casks, for this length of time, 5.5, 6 years roughly. So it's 46.3, non-chill filtered, natural colour, comes in around 100 to 110 pounds, depends on so where you shop, of course. But I think also I have to comment that the bottle is very impressive. It's a pretty chunky bottle. It weighs a lot, and they're quite masculine, I have to say. But weighs a lot. Thick glass. This particularly very heavy. The stopper, yeah, would be quite good in a sort of bar fight. But I think that's probably enough of that, and we should probably get on with tasting it, shouldn't we? So let me just get this out. So I'll just pop that very heavy stopper down. I don't think that's going anywhere, even in this quite sort of stiff breeze. So let's, there we go, just pop that down a second. Here we are. So let's have a smell. Smell. Now, a good thing about a nice balanced whiskey, good whiskey, is that what you smell should be what you taste. And this is, I immediately know this is going to be quite creamy. It's got that sort of sense to it. There's sort of vanilla fudge, there's toffee, some cocoa powder, there's some coconut in there. There's something quite sweet and quite confected as well. Maybe like marshmallow or something. Yeah, really quite enticing. Nice, 46.3 is not too much, you know, sort of high in the strength. So, you know, hopefully this will drink very nicely. Let's have a taste. Does. Has that lovely creaminess. It's like this sort of vanilla, slightly custard, vanilla custard, so creamed coconut. That's the immediate thing that's going on. Absolutely delicious, very vibrant, very bright whiskey. Quite uplifting actually. And you know, even reflected in the colour, you know, it's a sort of vibrant gold. But yeah, very nice. There's got this vanilla fudge again, this toffee, cocoa powders maybe turned into a little bit of sort of milk chocolate, maybe even white chocolate now. But it's actually quite a biscuity sort of note underneath as well. Actually, it's sort of underpinning everything. Quite a nice sort of little, just getting it now, quite late, you know, maybe a minute or so after I swallowed. It's like a sort of you know, gingerbread, you know, very hard gingerbread. Yeah, very nice. I think I need to have another taste just to see if there's anything else that comes through. So delicious. It's got this lovely sweetness we've spoken about. Getting a bit more of that. There's a hint of it on the nose. This sort of marshmallow and something quite orangey coming through, like orange sort of fondant icing, something like that. It's a bit of white pepper as well, just sprinkled in, just to gives you that clue. There's a bit of rye in there. Rye whiskies tend to be quite spicy, quite big, quite full on. Then you've got that lovely gingerbread sort of note. The coconut, you know, that creamed coconut, really good. And then just very late actually, just detecting it now, is like black currant. Sounds odd, but I'm getting a definitive hint of black currant there. You know, like the very concentrated, like the blackcurrant cordial, something like that. It's maybe just because I was checking the blackcurrant bushes just over there earlier, and they're just starting to bud out a little bit. But yeah, really nice whiskey actually, and you know, very impressive. It's the first whiskey from InchDairnie actually, and you know, as an inaugural release, I think they've done very well. They're one of these distilleries that decided not to, as I say, founded in 2015, but decided not to release something immediately, you know, 3 years in a tiny bit, you know, like a lot of people do, and there's nothing wrong with that. They've decided to wait until their whiskies are ready, and as I say, they've got single malt, they've got peated single malt, they've got other styles of whiskey coming as well. So it'll be very interesting to see kind of what direction they choose and what the next releases will be. You know, there might be another batch of RyeLaw before anything else. Who knows? But yeah, very promising start, and we had a great time up there. Actually, got shown around. We tasted various things in various casks, and yeah, it was very good. So not open to the public, unfortunately, so I can't recommend to you to go there. But yeah, you just have to take my word for it. And I think that's probably about it, you know. So from myself and the RyeLaw from InchDairnie in Fife, we will bid you farewell. We'll let you get on with whatever you were doing before you happen to stumble across this video, and we hope to see you again very soon for another allotment dram. Cheers.